But now, turning to the coronavirus crisis, Moderna announced that its two-shot coronavirus vaccine produced the same protective immune response to teenagers as it does in adults. Now, this comes as there are multiple reported cases, though, of heart inflammation in adolescents and young adults who have received the vaccine. So what can we expect moving forward? Joining us to discuss is CEO of GeoVax, David Dodd. David, thank you for joining us. We now have both Moderna and Pfizer eligible for teenagers, age 12 and up, I believe. But we also, at the same time, have reports of some problems with specifically involving heart inflammation. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think it's good that we have both vaccines now that have pretty much been validated that could be used by individuals at age 12, so adolescents on up. I think that's fine. My 12-year-old grandson had his first Pfizer vaccine the other day. And so I think that's good that we have that for their protection. However, again, this is a new technology, mRNA is, and we have to monitor it over time to ensure that we understand what potential side effects might occur and how widespread they might occur. I'm not anticipating any great side effects regarding cardiovascular problems or heart effects for children, but we still have to monitor this to understand it.
Let me ask you about this. We hear that there are 50% of the people, the population that's been vaccinated, and the Biden administration appears to want it to be 70%. But number one, what do you think constitutes herd immunity? And number two, shouldn't you also factor in the people that may not have gotten the vaccine but got the virus and so have built up some immunity? So that 50% isn't really 50%, correct. It's higher.
Yes, but it also gets us to herd immunity faster because achieving that includes those who have had natural immunity development in there. And so that's important that we consider that. But the bigger challenge is that with variants continuing to come out and this virus continues to evolve, then what really constitutes herd immunity? Is it herd immunity versus what we originally were dealing with, or is it herd immunity going forward? So this is where we have to look at continuously developing vaccines that can give us broader coverage rather than just, right now, all the vaccines that are out there focus on a single protein or component of the virus known as the S protein. But we have other components that are necessary to be able to prevent infection related to broader coverage, broader protein infection.
So do you think that we need to wait in order to vaccinate younger individuals when we know that younger individuals are less likely to get COVID to begin with? I mean, I know you mentioned did you say your nephew, 12 years old, was just vaccinated?
My grandson.
Okay.
Yes. So my nephews are in their 60s.
Okay, well, you look like you could have a nephew that's 12.
I think that's a question. It really is an important question, I think, for families to decide and for parents to decide, frankly. It certainly is important. I believe I certainly believe in vaccinations for children. There are a host of them out there. This past year has been such a learning curve for all of us. So I think people need to think about it, need to talk about it. And as I said, within my own family, I've seen a 12-year-old start their vaccine regimen. Their second one will be coming soon. And so I think this is something that needs to be discussed and looked at. We know that there's much lower risk extremely low risk in terms of certainly fatalities and severe or significant morbidity. But still, you want to protect children. You want to protect all people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What is GeoVax doing now, and how does it fit into what's going on?
Well, what we're doing right now is we have our animal. I say this every time, but it's coming in. We're seeing more of it. It's encouraging. But our approach to developing a vaccine is to do a universal coronavirus vaccine. We received initial funding from NIH in this regard, and our concept is that we incorporate beyond the S protein additional proteins, trying to encompass what emerging variants may be before they occur, rather than having to reconfigure on an annual basis, which is what we'll probably see as necessary with the Pfizer, the Moderna, even the J&J, and the AstraZeneca. So we're trying to encompass those. It's a more complex problem, but we think a universal coronavirus vaccine is really the only way long-term to go.
So we're out of time, but does that mean you get vaccinated once, you never have to get it again, ever?
Maybe you get vaccinated once, and then you get vaccinated again in 5 or so years.
That sounds good.
I'll do
sounds
that.
better.
Okay. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Thank you.
Oh, good luck to you. I hope everything continues to proceed, sir.
Thank you. I look forward to keeping you updated. Thank you.
Okay, David Dodd, thank you. And he also gives us great information.
Yeah.
He does not come on here, folks, by the way, and ask us to ask him about what they're doing. We just do that out of, respect for the fact that he comes on. And I'm
glad we asked him, because that would be different than everything else that we're hearing about right now.
Yeah.